Hiya guys, and today we're going to be looking at Garmin Body Battery. So I'm going to get into some really great detail on how it works, where the calculations come from, and I've also done an experiment for us as well. The one day I really deplete my body battery and show you the information, and then the next day I just have an ordinary day. Stay with me, you're in the right place. So I'm Shane Bow. If you're new here, then please press subscribe. Lots of stuff in the description below as well. So Garmin Body Battery was completely new to me. I recently bought a Garmin Forerunner 245 and it was a new feature on there, and Garmin this year are putting body battery on pretty much all their watches that I can see. So what is Garmin Body Battery? Well, basically it's an extra set of statistics for you, which is going to tell you about how much energy you have on that day. So if you've had a really good sleep and you're in a good place, you will wake up and you will have 100. And throughout the day, that'll slowly deplete and it could end up really low at the end of the day. So it's basically a score out of 100 on how much energy you have. So the idea isn't to keep your battery high all day long, because you also want to push yourself, you're going to be going on runs, things like that. So you are going to see it go down. But you don't want it to go down too low either, because if it goes down too low, that does mean you're not in a good place and you're not going to be in a great place for tomorrow and tomorrow's run and the next day run. To work out your score, it's looking at four things. It's looking at your sleep levels, your stress levels, your activity levels, and it's also looking at your heart rate as well. So this is going to come out helpful in quite a few areas. So it might be mid-afternoon, you might have a score of 70, and you might think, do I go for a run or not? Well, yeah, go for a run. You've got a score of 70. On the other hand, it might be 15, then no, don't go for a run. You might also wake up with a score of maybe 60 or 70. You might want to think, why have I got a score of 60 or 70? And then you can go back through, you can look at your sleep pattern and see, I didn't sleep very well last night. Or it could be that, wow, I massively overdid it on that huge run I did last night. So it's going to help there really well. Over a period of time as well, you're also going to get statistics where you can see which days that you've got a low body battery score or where you've got a really high body battery score. So for seeing those trends, it's going to be really helpful. So let's have a look at the experiment now. What I basically did is I filmed my watch for 2 days, obviously not all day long, but throughout the day I've taken snapshots of what my body battery was like. Let's get straight into this. So you're seeing the actual app on the phone now, guys. So I wake up, my body battery is 42. And the reason for that is I only had about 4 hours sleep. I got to sleep about 3:30 in the morning. So you can see the curve goes up, but it wasn't enough to go to the top because I didn't sleep enough. There's a gap in the middle there, guys, because I was charging my actual watch battery at that point. The graph goes down in the evening because I just didn't get enough sleep. 8 o'clock in the morning now, you can see it'll actually show you the last 4 hours. So it was at 42 at that point. It peaked at 45, which was probably when I just woke up. And then 4 hours before that, it was actually at 6. That would have been just before I went to sleep. Afternoon, just after lunch, you can see on here, let's look at the last 4 hours, we're really on the decline now. 4 hours ago it was at 36 and currently it was at 17. Then the evening after dinner, you can then see that it was only at 10 and a few hours before it was at 16. So having a score of 10, you might think I was crawling around on the floor, especially with the lack of sleep I'd given myself as well. Well, no, it wasn't like that. I was definitely tired. If I'd gone for a run, it would have been a really poor quality run and I wouldn't have been doing myself any good. But anyway, it was my daughter's sports day at the end of the week. So I did go out and have a good play with her and make sure she was in a good place for her sports day. So if we then look at the evening at 9:31, you can actually see on here that my body battery is at 12 at the end. It was at 9 just after 4 hours before, but what I did is I chilled out, put my feet up and watched some Netflix. So that did add an extra few points. So looking at 2 days later, I left a day in between. I woke up with a body battery of 100. So what a great way to start the day. And it's because I had a really great sleep that night. If we go in and have a little look at the sleep settings just here, look, I had pretty much 9 hours sleep. loads of REM sleep, as you can see in between just there. So it's no wonder I woke up with a great body battery compared to my 4 hours previously. Hardly any movement that night as well. So just looking at the watch that morning as well, just a few minutes after I woke up, I guess, you can see on here that my body battery is at 99. So really great stuff. So 4 hours before it was at 93. Then looking at lunchtime, 1:25. I've done hardly anything, guys. You can see just 4,000 steps just there. Body battery was sat at 57 with 72 just a few hours before. And then nighttime, no runs, hardly anything going on that day. And I'm going to bed with a body battery of 51. So the body battery does work. There's some really good science there. But the one watch out I have for you is just take it as an indication, because that's all it is. So for instance, there are so many variables to think of. So it doesn't know how hydrated you are, for instance. So it could be really, really hot outside. Just because you've got a high score does not mean you can go off and do a 10 miler. And likewise, it doesn't know how much food you've eaten or the quality of the food either. So guys, I've got a couple more videos coming up in just a second that you can choose from. But if you've enjoyed the video, please give me a like. I am new to YouTube and I'd love you to subscribe. I'd really love you to come back if you've enjoyed the video. Thanks again. I'll see you again soon.